Every year, 1 million people die because of malaria.
Every day, 3,000 children in Africa die because of malaria.
An illness that scourges the poorest of the poor. Malaria has continued to morph and change with each chemical medicine man has produced. However, today we have good news from an old plant. First drunk as an organic tea 2,000 years ago in Asia and rediscovered in the 20th century, Artemisia has been in the middle of international pharmaceutical wars. Like all wars, there are those who suffer and die, and there are those who profit off such misery. This new form of colonialization involves Western pharmaceutical companies exporting medicinal plants like Artemisia, packaging them in Europe or America, and then reselling them to Africans. Coartem, the Artemisia-based medicine produced by Novartis, is unaffordable to most Africans. Yet the essential component of this medicine is farmed in Africa and sold to these companies at a meager 50 US cents per 1 kilogram of dried leaves. These same companies lie to their African producers and say that drinking the tea can cause them to die. Meanwhile, 3,000 children die each day in Africa, while a continent without malaria steals the medicine from Africa, repackages it, and then sells it back to people who can't afford the treatment. The mythic serpent of Genesis is real. What has been created good is being deformed to be used for an unholy appetite for power and wealth. Today in northern Mozambique, we are doing what we can do to drive this serpent away. We are planting Artemisia. We are drying the leaves. We are drinking the tea. And we are telling everyone that God plants good things. In a very real and literal way, when you plant Artemisia, you plant justice.
I first came to Malagakujilana and received malaria medicine. I am now healed. I have 4 children and they also have been healed of malaria from this medicine. I am now going to get the seeds from our friends here and plant Artemisia in my farm and even in my own home. Then when we suffer from malaria, I will simply take the leaves off Artemisia, dry them, pound them, and make tea for my children. I won't need to come here and ask for the medicine anymore.
There are 2 ways to germinate Artemisia. The plant can be grown from seed, but it is more difficult in Africa. Unlike the U.S., Artemisia does not grow naturally in Africa. However, thanks to a German organization called Animed, they were able to go around the pharmaceutical patents used to keep the plant out of Africa and create a hybrid fit for our red soil. The second and superior germination method is to make cuttings from larger Artemisia plants. The bottom leaves are stripped and eventually roots grow from these nodes. The cuttings are kept in water until roots appear. They are then transplanted. Organic Artemisia tea is a cocktail of anti-malarial components. Drinking the tea is actually better than taking the industrial-produced Artemisia-based drug.
To make the tea, first strip the leaves off the branches. These leaves need to be dried until they can be pounded into a fine powder. Here in Nomba, we pound stuff in the old school way. After the leaves have been transformed into a powder, they can be stored or immediately used for drinking. Four teaspoons of the powder are mixed with 1 liter of water. 1 liter of tea is to be drunk each day for 1 whole week. Normally, people suffering from malaria begin to feel better after 3 days.